1960s, when hands-on exhibiting started, there appeared the concept of experiencing and how to get in touch and communicate with the artwork itself, and the visitor became the participant of the exhibition. And as the more technologies got advanced and developed, we started talking about interactive exhibiting, which involved a process-based event by itself. And there, the visitor became the kinesthetic learner. He is not static anymore. He is an actor, a real-time actor within the space, contributing to the exhibition himself. So, however, there is one problem, in my opinion, from my own perspective. Although museums started to employ varying interaction modes using advanced technologies to improve their roles to convey information through participation, the recent analyzed exhibitions, in my opinion, showed an insufficiency to create compact and unique intelligent environments. This may be some old but a good example from what I mean. This is an exhibition concerning the space. As you can, there is a big sun, a yellow thing there up in the ceiling, and there are some planets there which are not even in their natural order, and there are some tables in the middle which are never ever connected with anything. So you don't understand why it is put there and how they are all related. And we know the space and the planetary configuration is very simple, but even they couldn't exactly reflect it here. And the little children there are just going to touch and see how those gadgets are working. So what happened is that within the similar, but on general terms I'm talking, within the similar exhibitions, it was recognized that the interactive exhibitions unfortunately focused more on the adaptation of the technology. It was just for clicking, for touching the surfaces, and very exciting 3D glasses. And moreover, exhibiting is perceived as a set of interactive experiences placed one after the other in a physical space. And also another unfortunate thing, in my opinion, is that the audience's curiosity to interact with the device itself takes precedence over their understanding of the concept of the exhibition and the story behind it. So I started to question what happened to the narrative qualities of the exhibitions, because narrations are the most important parts that attract the visitors to come to an exhibition and to join and to see and to get information. Together with that, I have seen that the physical space, unfortunately, is just a background, because we have to put things somewhere. That's why we need a physical space. But actually, in my opinion, physical space has more than a potential like that. And lastly, what happened with the digital technologies? Is it only to touch or to thick or with the glasses to wear, or can they have an additional extra contribution to the exhibition? So this study here I'm presenting you is searching for alternative solutions to generate innovative narrations to bring novelty to the design of exhibitions and contribute to the interpretative processes of the museums. Within this research, we examined the impact of architectural space and digital tools on the narration, and investigated if innovation brought by narrative means can be used as a strategy for interactive exhibiting. And what we did is that we tried various approaches to and different versions of architectural spaces and digital technologies in order to develop narrations, and we analyzed the outcomes. But before coming to the evaluation of the works, I'd like to explain what I understand from interactive exhibiting. Actually, it's the interplay of narration, architectural space, and digital technologies. In my opinion, within the interactive exhibition, you have some spaces of information which are organized in a physical space, and they are supported by digital technologies where you can do many things, but actually you are navigating within the information itself and also navigating in the physical space itself. So it becomes that the concept of visitors to communicate with the content using participatory devices. However, if we want to put it briefly, we can say that in interactive exhibiting, we are communicating a story in a 3D space using participatory technology. So when we are talking about the stories, I have to talk about narrations, because narrations are the things that conduct the design by defining the limits and the active intent of the experiences supported by the settings. In order to make the narrations to come true in a 3D space, to realize them, you have to build up a setting. And this setting is actually composed of the use of architectural space and the appropriate use of tools, as you can see here, because because the settings structure the perception and communication on the basis of meaning. And when a visitor enters a space, they have to understand what they can do, what the story is about, and what they can't do, and what information they are not going to get. So, in order to create the aura and ambience, you have to make use of these two elements, not only to place the technological tools side by side. So, within the study, we examined how narrations of interactive exhibitions can benefit from different geometries and characteristics of architectural spaces, and to what extent can digital technologies contribute to the narration. So, within my university, for the last 4 years, I was teaching a spatial interaction design course, as I told, and was able to develop around like 55, 60 conceptual interactive exhibiting design projects. And I analyzed it, and I'm going to convey it here. We have done this designs for two different kinds of architectural spaces. The one is, as you see, it's a single-story linear space with 35 meters of length, very long corridor, and 2.8 meters of width. It's quite actually narrow, and a height of 6 meters. Where if you'd like to make use of double story, you can create a mezzanine there, as you can see from the picture below. And the second type of the building that we made use is a 3-story building, a 16 by 16 meter square floor plan each, and a 2.5 meter floor height. These are real, actual places. Although we developed conceptual projects, the students were able to go and see and try, and they have to measure what is the size of anything, so that there is something really going on solid. It's not only they are designing. So, within the frame of spatial interaction, we expected the designed projects to give us a dynamic environment with a narration that involve user experiences in real time, and a balanced construction of interconnected components that are connected with each other, and a multi-layered communication. What I mean from this multi-layered communication is that the projects has to provide us a navigation within the physical space, and also a navigation within the content of information that is displayed within this conceptual exhibition design. What I have to add as a note is that the choice of the narration for students were set free, because we were curious how the students will be really inspired about the physical conditions of the building. Maybe they won't. And we wanted them to make research, extra research into digital tools, and the works were developed on the basis of the innovation that they brought with the design. So, with the evaluation, we have seen that the integration of digital tools were quite well done, because it's not very difficult to adapt experiences with technological tools. It's maybe the easiest part, and also it's conceptual. The second part is that most of the designs were able to make use of the spatial data of those two physical spaces. However, some of the projects were successful enough to develop narrations to match the architectural qualities of the exhibition area. So, from the successful ones, I was able to group these innovations into under two topics. The ones that were inspired by the form of the architectural space becomes one group. They made use of a linear or a fragmented sequence of events, objects, and experiences as their point of narration. What I try to mean is that it's not enough that you put a theme like, let's say, because it's very popular now, let's say ABBA Museum. So what do you do in the ABBA Museum? Is it about, let's say, their childhood? Is it about their music? Is it about how they use these piano or whatever? Is it about their singing? So it's not only enough that you put the theme, but you have to also make use of the sequence of events or objects in order to make a compact experience, in order to convey a compact information about the theme. And the second group was also interesting, because the second group actually suffered a bit about this three-story building, because of this fragmented spatial condition, they had to connect the experiences all around to give a compact experience. So they added a digital tool, which can be a wearable or a mobile, and they combined the whole experience with the narration. So with this small digital tool, whatever it is you are going to see afterwards, the visitor was able to carry information concerning the progress of his navigation in the exhibition. These things guided the navigational aspects in the space. These tools privatized and archived the experiences of each visitor. They provided the connection to social media, and they provided the visitor with a permanent reminder of his or her experience. So I'm now going to show you a few examples of what I'm trying to explain. The first project here it belongs to the first group. That's the innovation by the use of architectural qualities of space. The students has a theme of the planets. He wanted to give an experience of the space itself. So he placed the sun at one end of the corridor and the rest of the planets in its natural sequence all through the corridor. The corridor was difficult in this way that they weren't able to make use of a variety of digital tools because it was very narrow. So they mostly had the chance to make use of multi-touch surfaces or other technologies. However, he supported with posters, mechanical information, and projections within the space. And at the end, he used augmented reality to give the overall notion of the space. The second project, it's just seen half? No, sorry. The second project I'm going to introduce here is belongs to the three-story building. She made use of stories of the childhood, and she took elements of the stories and combined it in a very clever way with a good scenography here, so that when you enter, you can get the notion of those imaginative perceptions of the stories brought to you in real time. And what happened here is that this nonlinear geometry, when compared to the first one, brought freedom for the architectural planning and the layout. And as you can see, there's a high spatial quality here, and this high spatial quality was also supported with the diversity of interactive tools. For the second group, this project is about giving a diving experience to the visitors. It's about deep down under the water. And the student wanted the visitors to experience what is going on under the water. So she built up a ramp, and she made the path downwards. She added the tools of a watch and the audio phones, because I don't know if you know, but as you go down deep in the sea, there's the pressure more and more going on. So she wanted to give the sense of that pressure and also the sounds of the underwater with the audio phones, as well as with the watch. She synchronized the depth of how they are going through, and also they synchronized the video walls on there that gives information about the underground experience. The last example I'm going to show here is the team that has a team of House of Media. Well, here the student wanted to convey the idea of how this media, it has come into our private lives. So she took the concept of a house, and she divided the 3 floors as in the house, with the entrance floor of a garden, and the second floor of the basic needs, and the third floor of living and resting environments, which is the most private area. And she connected it with a flashlight. I told the use of an external digital tool combined with the narration. So she made use of the social media to connect and recharge those flashlights. And for every area that she went, that the visitor goes and participates with different kinds of tools, they make use of the flashlight. However, the flashlight is connected with some interactive plant that you plant at the beginning. So if there is some inconsistent and unnecessary information about what you are getting from internet, the plant dies. But if the information that you get is consistent with your life and with your private life in your house, then the plant starts to grow. So at the end of the exhibition, you can go out and check what your plant is doing. So So, as a conclusion, I'd like to say that as an emerging concept, interactive exhibiting has great potential for staging participative experiences through the use of digital technologies, providing environments for different meanings. However, narrations, being one of the main instruments upon which we build our experiences on, play an important role for finding the exact meaning, what we want to convey to the visitors. So this study searched for the relationship between the spatial data, digital technologies, and the basis of interactive exhibiting, and looked for clues for the appropriate use of dynamics of architectural space and digital tools to develop innovative narrations. As you know, as you've seen before, we have reached two conclusions. We can make either the use of the characteristics of the architectural space to guide our narration, or we can use an additional digital tool to combine all the experiences and give a compact understanding of the whole exhibition. So it's possible for me to say that making use of the spatial data and digital technologies would be an efficient strategy to devise narrations. To conclude, I'd like to add that it would be beneficial to consider the following for the design of interactive exhibitions. First of all, it is, I think, understood that interactive exhibiting is more than placing tools and terminals and multi-touch surfaces in a physical space. So for innovative solutions, we have to plan and structure the narrations in parallel with the qualities of the architectural space, and those narrations should guide what tool should be used to convey the message. And in terms of architectural space, every spatial condition brings its own circumstance. A sequenced narrative structure matched the linear architectural space well, whereas a networking or an episodic narrative structure was more suitable for a multi-story space. And for the integration of a mobile or a wearable digital tool, it is very beneficial actually to combine all the experiences with a digital tool like this, because they maintain the unity in the space while they enhance the adventurous, informative, and experimental aspects of the exhibition. So I can say that as these technologies continue to develop, if we take account of the use of architectural space appropriately and the digital tools, it is very, very possible to enable the development of unique designs. And I believe that because these designs are based on a definite narration and mostly on real case studies, they will really give the they will give way for the suitable inventions of tools. Because we are given the tools from outsources, like many companies, and we love it. But however, we adapt it to ourselves. Do we exactly need that form, that shape, that communication mode, whatever? But when you have real case studies, then the tools come out naturally, so that the visitor for 10 minutes of an exhibition can really adapt and make use of it, because it is naturally fit with the concept. So I believe that the area of interactive exhibiting will benefit more from innovative approaches for design with the original combinations of narrations, architectural spaces, and digital technologies, where the participation derives the design.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.